Me on the news to discuss this latest development is former legal advisor to the African Union, Bolu Michael-Biyi. Thank you so much for your time, Bolu.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I mean, interesting times, you would say again in Burkina Faso. Another coup attempt in that particular country. Now, was this somewhat, expected, as some would say, or what's your general take on this particular development again?
Yeah, first of all, Burkina Faso, ever since the killing of the former leader Thomas Sankara, has been in one political turmoil or the other. There was a coup that happened in January 2022, and then the ousting of Paul Henry in September of the same year, and now we're seeing another attempt to depose the current leader there, the person of Captain Ibrahim Traore. It only shows that the two things. First of all, that there's a level of mistrust, or the leader there has lost some level of trust or confidence of the other military officers internally. And secondly, is a sign that power should actually go back to the people. It is time for transition. If the captain wants to actually lead the country, then he should have the legitimate authority or mandate of the people. As an individual, he has the right to run for office. We've seen military leaders become democratic leaders and have stayed for an extended period of time. Example is the former leader of the country, Blaise Compaoré. We've also seen that in Egypt in the person of Al-Sisi, and he's probably going to run for a third term now. But if he really wants to stay in power and lead the country, then the wise thing for him to do is to legitimately seek the mandate of the people.
Now, talking about transition, of course, the transition leader, Ibrahim Traore, says he is determined to safely lead the transition of democracy despite setbacks. Now, in his words, they are looking towards next year, that's around July for the elections. Now, how believable would you say, he is, given the antecedents of, military governments, across Africa over the years?
Okay, probably he has very sincere intentions, but there's no guarantee that he's going to be in office by July next year, because Paul Henry Damiba said the same, and by January he was out. By September 2022 he was out. So yeah, him saying next year July. Fine, he may have good intentions. The previous people before him said the same, but then there are no guarantees that there won't be another coup by December, which may be successful, or January next year. Or so the thing for him to do, if he really wants to lead the country, is to, as soon as possible, get the legitimate mandate of the people.
Now, before I let you go, B, it is alleged that the perpetrators, according to the government there, had the sinister intention of attacking the institution of the republic and plunging the country into chaos. Now, this is part of the allegation the military government in Burkina Faso actually, used to describe the scenario concerning the attempted coup. What do you make of this particular statement? And in whose interest exactly do you think all of this is panning out? Is it in the interest of the people or the interest of those in power?
Yeah, I think it's in the interest of those in power, because they'll spend more time trying to consolidate their powers as against actually leading the people. I mean, whatever description they give, I think is inconsequential. I mean, if the attempt in September 2022 had failed, Paul Henry Damiba would probably have said the same. But it's the people that suffers at the end of the day, because then they spend more time, mistrusting each other. Some probably plotting to topple the government, and then the leader trying to consolidate his power and all that, and that they don't actually focus on governance. So again, the right thing for him to do, if he wants to take the wise step, is to seek the mandate of the people immediately and not wait till July next year.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Michael, of course, Bolu Michael-Biyi, for making our time to be on the news once again. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
All right.